Hey everybody, and welcome back to Erlangerot. We are in mid-spring, and well, got the mowers out, and we are cutting some grass. We have a perfect window of opportunity to get some hay made, and you know what I say? I say, don't put off making hay. Got a window of opportunity, do it. Because you never know if you're going to have another opportunity anytime soon. So it has been wet, and it has been just an gosh darn wet spring so far. We've had to plant in the rain. We've had to do soil work in the rain, spread manure and slurry in the rain. But we've got a 3-day window of no rain. Got grass ready to cut. So you know what? It is time to do the deed. Just cutting these blades of grass. Take a look here at the forecast. You can see we've got cloudy skies today, cloudy skies tomorrow, clear skies on Monday. Got okay drying conditions today, okay drying conditions tomorrow. Should be able to get this cut, dried, and picked up for the rain coming in on Tuesday. See our yield. We've got a kind of an interesting yield off of this cut. I was looking at it earlier, getting anywhere between like 70% yield to 125%. Got some lower yield up here on top of this hill, and then we move into a little better yield here where it kind of chokes up, and then we get our best yield down at the bottom of the hill. Kind of interesting. And we are completely sucking the nitrogen out of the soil with this cutting. I did come through here, and I did actually put a second application of slurry down. Have not applied a single grain of chemical fertilizer on any of our fields. Not this year. Here we're going to try to do all organic. Although I have to say we might have to dump some chemical fertilizer down on our grass to bring the nitrogen levels up. They are basically non-existent, between 40 and 0. Let me finish this mowing, and then I'll show you the yield chart. And it's kind of interesting how the upper part of the field is got a lower yield than this lower part. This lower part is max yield. Also got a hired helper over there applying some slurry upper section of this field. I think what we'll do is, first cut, we're going to target hay production. Second cut, we're going to target silage production. Still have a fair bit of silage, so I'm not really overly concerned at silage at the moment. Got a decent amount of hay, but yeah, those calves are coming along. Got over 100 calves now, and I have to say that I did not realize that the cow barn without pasture only held 100. I thought it held the same as the cow barn with pasture. That one holds 200. No. It's moving calves in, and it basically said, you have no more room. Like, what? I only have 100. And I realized it said it only stored 100. I had to go in and fix that XML real quick. We could finish putting our calves in. And you can see across the way, I was surprised to see the AI planted some canola. Let's take a look here at the yield. You can see we are sitting here at 75, 70%, 70 and 75% up here. Move down, we've got 90%, 95%, and then 125%. So very interesting. We go from 70 to 125%. Take a look at the pH. Our nitrogen completely tapped out. Completely tapped out there. 0, 20, and 40. pH levels have dropped a little bit. 625 from 650. Probably not really going to worry too much about biome application, but man, oh man. We need to take a look at fertilizer application. So I'm probably going to be changing out the windrower. The small Pottinger that comes with the Alpine farming expansion. That was fun and all, but it's too small. Too small for what I need to do. It just takes too much time. Too much time, so we're going to get rid of that. Oh, go with something a little bit bigger. And we're going to swap out our baler. Pottinger round baler was nice and all, but I'm thinking of switching over to the Prone straw harvest round baler because it takes less horsepower, and that means that I could round bale with different equipment. Plus, I want to deal with needing net wrap rolls is a little bit more expensive. But takes less horsepower. Could make different size bales, but I don't think I'm going to do that because storing them in the bale stack. Although, no, I don't want to do that either. I was going to say, although I could change the size of the bales once I was done with the bale stacks. But I can't do that because the pickup wagon, bale pickup trailer it wants a specific size bale. Yes, I don't want to have too big of a bale. But really I'm just getting it for its lower horsepower and the net wrap capability. It's kind of an interesting little line that we are getting as far as yield goes. Where we're not getting anything show up, we're basically off the fertilizable grass or off of the ground that has been inspected, sampled. Mowers, they are nice. Really great mowers for uneven terrain. How well they flex, they flow, they follow the terrain. Like larger mowers? Sure, that would be convenient, right? You know, I'd have to spend less time out here mowing. Do I need larger mowers? No, not really. Do I need mowers that flow well and follow the ground terrain? Yes, very much so. And that's what these do. Had other mowers, there would be a lot of areas I think that would be skipped. Because when they unfold, they're a little bit more rigid. Everybody had a Merry Christmas. Now Monday post Christmas Day. You might be back to work already. Say that in my area of day job, we don't go back to work until the New Year. So we've got a week between Christmas and New Year's off pretty much every year. We'll be actually going in tomorrow. Gonna meet with some folks about a project that got delayed. Oh no! Got an accident. Truck and a car, they hit each other going around the bend. Alright, when we finish this pass, I want to see how we are doing on yield. And see if we maybe can compare that to where we are with our nitrogen levels and our pH levels. You know, like I said in a previous video, I'm not super concerned with maxing out my yield on grass. I'm trying to make up for it in volume. Get 75% yield off most of our fields. Well, we've got a whole lot of grass. And if we got 100% yield off of all of our fields, we would have way too much. Kind of fine with getting lower yield. I might do a test plot and not put any nitrogen in the ground and see what happens. Doesn't grow back, that would be interesting. See if we get the lowest yield possible Then once we're done these two arounds, kind of start just cutting across and making a line and filling in. Let's take a look here at our yields. 50% is the worst possible. We are 70%, 70%, 70%, and 95%. Little 90% in there. 70 to 75, up to 95% so far, and our nitrogen levels are sitting at 20, 40, 60. Most of it is 180, 80, and 160 is where we're at. I haven't really driven over anything that's 80 yet. The 100, and it basically results in 0 nitrogen, and 100 is yielding us 70%. Okay. Okay, gonna work. Just gonna go ahead and kind of square off this field and finish mowing it out. Got our hired helper busy up there putting in the nitrogen. See that we started out right here and he's working his way up. I'll have to come through here later and fill in the gaps. We'll that way. And yeah, I'll bring you back when we have some hay. And yeah, look, seasons, they updated it, fixed the Erlengrot map. So before we leave, I want to maybe set the record straight. I think some people may have the facts wrong. Seasons wasn't broke. Seasons didn't know about Erlengrot because, well, Seasons wasn't updated. Hadn't been updated prior to the precision farming update, right? So the seasons that we had been playing when Erlengrot came out was the seasons that we had been playing since who knows how long. Gosh, very, very long time. So Erlengrot, the map, had the textures back, probably named back. Seasons basically put in a fix to correct Erlengrot's map's grass colors. That's how I interpret things. Yep, now we've got semi-dry grass is looking the right color. Wet grass is going to look the right color, so that's great to see. And we are just one jump cut away from having ourselves some hay. So we just broke out of a nice time-lapse montage of the windrowing and some baling. The straw harvest round baler, grown round baler, and I don't know if you noticed during one of the sequences, but that particular baler is glitching out on bale eject something. Basically, I've got a script in. It is kind of an auto unload round baler script, and what that does is it pauses baler automatically, and then stops the baler from driving, and then basically lets you unload the bale. It unloads the bale automatically, then closes the door back down and everything. But what we're running into is whatever reason the unload animation is slow on that, and sometimes the bale doesn't eject all the way, and as a result, the bale kind of gets stuck inside, and then you get two bales popping out and everything. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be using this baler for long. We're coming back here after I think holds three round bale net wraps before it runs out. Got a pallet here of I believe 15, 5, 10, 12. Had 15 in it. 4, and we're down to 1 at 39%. Load that up. Start it again. So I think once we use up this net wrap, I'm probably going to be swapping out this baler just because of it glitching out on me. I was going to did think about installing the 4D New Holland square baler that just came out a little while ago in the mod hub. It is a square baler. It's an old style design, original design, I guess, when New Holland started making balers that would do big square bales. But I need to test a few things with it first, or if you guys have used it, if you could comment back to me on your experiences with it, because it sounded as if the description talked about this baler being the first to produce bales of a certain size, and I'm sure it was referencing the real-life machine. But what I want to know is, will that baler work with the Anderson square bale trailer? So I'm talking about this trailer here. Can I use this trailer right here? Can I use this trailer right here to pick up the bales from that New Holland square bale mod? Can, then that's great. I'll probably switch over to that next time I need to make bales, which will be probably be autumn wheat harvest. If I can't, well, then I'm going to need to figure something out. I wanted to use the Crone because, one, I really like bale textures of the Crone baler, and I like the fact that you have to put in net wrap or twine on the straw harvest balers. I kind of like that consumable aspect of the baler. Makes it feel a little bit more real to life. But if this thing's going to be glitching out constantly on bale eject, I definitely don't want that. Like it pauses and then pops the bale out. I don't know. I know I've used this before. But I tell you, it's been interesting with this precision farming in this grass. Let's shut this baler down. And let's take a look here at these screens because it's really, really interesting. At least I think it's interesting. So here we are. We've got this area. This was loam, sandy loam, and loamy sand. This is loam. This is silty clay. Up here we've got silty clay in the mountainy area. A lot of loam, and then kind of in this lower flat, we've got sandy loam. Then we've got this sandy loam, loamy sand, and sandy loam here in this grass area. Let's look at what happened with yield. Okay, so yield. Got on our loam areas of our grass, we have full 125% yield. And then we move down here to 90 to 95% yield. And then we move down here to 80% yield and 75 and 70% yield. So our grass ranges from 70 to 125% yield across the different soil types. Can't really show you where I was on nitrogen before I mowed. I think I did. I think at the start of the video showed you where I was on nitrogen before I mowed. Now look where I am after I've mowed. So remember, this is silty clay. This is sandy loam. Oh, this is loam. And this is sandy loam. Okay. So we are between 0 nitrogen, 20, 40, and 60. So anywhere between 60 and 0 nitrogen in the soil. Now, grass is going to want, and give me a moment to pull this information up. Grass is going to want in silty clay 200. Wants 200 up here, and we have the least amount in the silty clay. In loam, which is this band here, it's going to want 200 also. But in this band, we have between 40 and 60. Okay. And then in sandy loam, which is this here, it wants 180. And then in loamy sand, which is this here, it wants 160. We've got pH or nitrogen all over the place. No real commonality as to, we've got 0 in silty clay, in sandy loam, we've got 20 in loamy sand, 40 for the most part across our loam, but we also have 60 across our loam. And if we talk about organic fertilizing, we got to get our silty clay up to, let's pull this up. Let's blah, 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 talking about magical numbers, blah, blah, blah. Let's pull this up on the screen now. So these are the charts that I showed in my precision farming how-to. Okay, dokie. So if we're going to get up to silty clay up to 200, and we're sitting at 0 and 20, you got to apply 60, 120, 180. You got to apply 3 coats of slurry manure or digestate to our silty clay. Same with our loam. We got to apply, 80 this time. So 80, 160, 240 would get us way over. So that's just 2 coats of slurry. And then we're 40 under, 20 under, right? 160, Yeah, we're 40 under. Sandy loam, 60, 80, 60, 120, 180, and we'd be perfect. 3 applications from 0, but we're not from 0. We are at loam. Sandy loam again. We are at 20, 40 across our sandy loam, right? $60 on 20. So we're between 140 and 160 if we put 2 coats of slurry. So really, we got a lot of work to do if we are going to be an organic farmer. I mean, that is some serious figuring things out. 2 coats on some parts of the field, 3 coats on other parts of the field, and that's going to get us close to the desired or needed nitrogen levels. 3 applications across the field just blindly is going to give you too much nitrogen in some areas of the field and just enough in other areas of the field. Now, we weren't at a precise level of nitrogen either across the entire field at the start of this. So I feel somewhat that maybe we need to get to a common point by putting some chemical fertilizer in to basically get us to the optimal levels everywhere. And then maybe from there we will have more uniform fertilization bands. But still, we are getting a lot of bales. I don't, on the other end of the argument, I don't think we need to be really concerned about getting our grass to the optimal nitrogen and pH levels after every cut. Because you know what? We've made it up in volume. Hand over fist. We are sitting at 66 bales of hay. And we haven't even scratched the surface of what we've cut. Okay, look, I've baled this. Back to here. Baled this. I didn't cut this at all. I forgot. Baled that. Baled that. Right here. And I baled this. Right there. 1, 2, 3. And then I started here. And I went around halfway. Once. And I'm at 60 some bales. 67 bales. We're gonna close this out because I've got the rest of this to mow. Got this to bale. Oh, sorry, I've got this to bale. Got all this to bale, and I've got this to bale. So I haven't even baled a third of what's cut. Not even a third of what's cut. And we're at 67 bales. So if we do say we're at a third cut or bale, that's 180, 190, close to 200 bales. We're not there. We're nowhere as close to a third. We're nowhere as close to a fourth. I mean, look. All that windrow down there. And then we got over there to windrows. You can't really see through the trees. We're going to come out of here with, I bet you we're going to come out of here with close to 400 bales. Where are we going to store it all? Well, that's the thing too. So, placeables. Miscellaneous. We've got holds 110. I've got one empty. That's 110. Got one with this one's empty. It's going to hold 110. This one is getting fairly empty. It has 33, so it'll hold 80, almost, well, 77 bales. Holds 77 bales. That's 187 bales. This one's full. So we've got room for 187 bales. What am I going to do with the rest? Sell them. I don't have any place to put them. Just going to sell them. And that's going to pad my bank account quite a bit. Because, well, I'm thinking about we might need to buy a field. Kind of low on straw. We're only using straw for TMR. We're not using straw for bedding, which we don't have to, but does take our cows and pigs' health down a little bit. And our two fields that we do have wheat planted in, are our smallest fields. And conveniently enough, we have a lot of wheat. So we've got, this is our field of wheat, that's our field of wheat. We planted corn. All you gotta do is plant sunflowers. Look, we got 5, 6, 11, 19, 22, and 17 are AI fields planted in wheat. About 5, I need $172,000. 6, I need $102,000. I've got that. 11, I need 209. It's only 99%. It's not worth it. That's the plot I want. That's the plot I want. $172,000. 123. So I need 50 grand. Between milk sales and hay sales, should be able to get to it before harvest. Now, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to do harvest contracts and be able to complete those contracts. That's the thing with precision farming, right? Is some folks are having problems with completing contracts. But if I can get contracts, complete them, and have leftover wheat, it's fine. But I can put that mod in. I've talked about it last autumn. I can put that mod in that allows me to bale straw on contract fields and then basically take advantage of that and get straw that way, as opposed to buying the fields. So I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I've kept you guys long enough for this video. I want to thank you for coming out and watching. Let me know what you think in the comments of the organic thought process. Should we be an Alpine organic farmer going forward, only applying organic fertilizer to our fields? And if we got to apply it twice, 2 coats, got to apply 3 coats. If we got to go through and kind of spot apply 3rd or 4th coat to get our optimal nitrogen levels, that's what we'll do. Or should we kind of go the more basic route and drop down some mineral fertilizer and just get things back up to a common point? You know, we don't need the bales. We've got the land. You look at all that land up there with windrows. Got the land. Sure enough. So until next time, happy farming. be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.